It's happening right now. And if you're here, this message found you for a reason. 2 days have passed since the supermoon reached its peak, and something within you has shifted in ways you can't quite put into words. You're not sick, not hurt, but undeniably different. Something inside you has awakened, and the changes go far beyond what any medical test could detect. Lately, your body has been communicating in a new language through sensations, fatigue, tingling, restlessness, signs you don't fully understand. But here's the truth that will change everything. These aren't random symptoms. These are sacred signals, evidence that you've just crossed a powerful spiritual threshold. The universe has initiated you into your next level of evolution. The supermoon on November 5th wasn't just a pretty sight in the sky. It was a portal, a moment when the veil between worlds thinned, allowing divine energy to flow directly into your life. It wasn't simply about setting intentions or admiring the light. It was a test, one designed by the cosmos, to see if you were truly ready for the next step of your spiritual journey. While you were busy living your everyday life, making decisions, facing challenges, and navigating emotions, the universe was quietly observing. Every choice, every feeling, every reaction was a reflection of your readiness, not to judge, but to measure your capacity for greater light. Could you be trusted with deeper truth, higher consciousness, stronger manifestation power? And guess what? You passed. I can't tell you the exact shape of your personal test, because it was tailored perfectly to your soul's growth. But if your body feels different right now, if your energy seems off or heightened, it's because you met that test with your higher self, leading the way. You chose love over fear, faith over doubt, growth over comfort, and those choices unlocked doors within you that had been sealed for lifetimes. Now, your body, that incredible vessel of light, is recalibrating to hold more energy than ever before. It's reorganizing itself, preparing to handle the frequency of your next evolution. But before we go deeper, if this message resonates with you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe for more spiritual insight, and comment 777 below to anchor divine protection and alignment for what's coming next. Now here's what the supermoon truly represented. In the higher realms, souls move through energetic gates, tests of readiness that guard the flow of spiritual power. These initiations aren't punishments, they're safeguards, because power without wisdom can destroy, and manifestation without discernment can harm. To receive more light, you must embody more wisdom. To access greater creative force, you must demonstrate responsibility. The Beaver Supermoon in Taurus was one such gate, a test of how you handle the material realm. Taurus rules stability, grounding, and trust in abundance. And the Beaver Moon appears when nature prepares for winter, when survival depends on building wisely and acting intentionally. So this initiation examined your relationship with the physical world. Do you operate from fear or trust, from scarcity or abundance? Do you take inspired, practical action? Or do you wait for miracles without preparation? Do you build patiently or give up when things take time? Your recent experiences were the answers to those questions. When challenges came, you didn't collapse. When fear whispered, you didn't obey. You made different choices, and that changed everything. Even if you didn't realize how important those moments were, the universe did. Each decision you made rippled through dimensions, sending a clear signal. You're ready. And so, the gate opened. The initiation was complete. You stepped into a higher octave of your destiny. Now your body is simply adjusting, learning how to breathe, in the thinner air of a new spiritual altitude. The process may feel strange, but it's proof that you've ascended. You've crossed the threshold, and everything from this point forward will begin to unfold from a higher vibration. Let's talk about the 7 sacred symptoms that reveal you've crossed into a higher state of consciousness. As I describe each one, pay close attention. Notice which of these experiences have been showing up in your life lately. If you recognize 3 or more, that's your undeniable confirmation. You've completed a powerful initiation and stepped into a new energetic reality. The first sacred symptom is a deep, soul-level exhaustion, a kind of tiredness that feels different from anything you've known before. You might be sleeping longer hours, or your nights may be filled with vivid, emotionally charged dreams. Yet no matter how much rest you get, you wake up feeling like you've been working on something all night. Even simple daily tasks can feel unusually heavy, as if every movement requires extra effort. This isn't laziness, it isn't burnout or depression. It's transformation. Your body is doing sacred work behind the scenes, dissolving old energetic patterns, releasing outdated frequencies, and rebuilding itself at the cellular level. Think of a caterpillar turning to liquid inside its cocoon before emerging as a butterfly. That's exactly what's happening within you. Your body is reconfiguring itself to support a higher frequency. So, when the fatigue comes, honor it. Rest deeply. You're not falling behind, you're upgrading. The second sacred symptom is a shift in your relationship with food. You may crave new flavors or completely lose interest in things you used to enjoy. Your appetite might fluctuate from intense hunger to no desire for food at all. You may feel drawn to certain ingredients or meals without knowing why. This is because your body has become more attuned to the energy of food, not just its calories or nutrients. Everything you eat carries vibration. And now, at this elevated frequency, your system only wants what sustains your light. Heavy, processed, or artificial foods might suddenly feel wrong. Fresh, living, high vibrational foods, fruits, vegetables, pure water will begin to call to you. Listen to these inner cues. Your body knows exactly what fuel it needs for the journey you're on. The third sacred symptom is a dramatic change in how you experience temperature. You might have sudden rushes of heat that make you feel like fire is moving through your veins, or moments of bone-deep chills that seem to come from nowhere. Sometimes you'll swing from hot to cold in minutes. This is your spiritual energy, your kundalini, chi, or life force, activating at higher intensity. When this energy rises, it generates internal heat as it clears and expands your energetic channels. The waves of cold, on the other hand, come when dense, stagnant energy leaves your system. These temperature fluctuations are physical proof that your body is releasing the old and aligning with a new vibration. Don't resist them. Let them move through. You're being rewired to hold more light. The fourth sacred symptom is heightened sensitivity to the world around you. Colors seem brighter, sounds feel sharper, scents more noticeable. Crowds might suddenly feel overwhelming, and you may sense the emotions of others so clearly that it's hard to tell what belongs to you and what doesn't. Even movies or news stories carrying heavy emotion might affect you more deeply than before. This isn't fragility, it's expansion. Your energetic field is widening, and your perception is stretching beyond the ordinary senses. You're tuning in to frequencies that were once invisible to you. It's a sign of spiritual maturity, proof that your awareness is merging with the subtle realms. If these experiences resonate with you, know that nothing is wrong with you. You're evolving physically, energetically, spiritually, into someone capable of holding more light, more truth, and more love than ever before. This heightened sensitivity isn't weakness, it's power. It's proof that your perception is expanding beyond the limits of ordinary human awareness. You're beginning to sense the subtle, the emotional frequencies, energetic undercurrents, and unseen dimensions that exist beneath physical reality. What many call psychic ability or intuition is actually your natural capacity awakening to its full potential. Yes, it can feel overwhelming in a world filled with noise and harsh energy, but this sensitivity is your guidance system. It allows you to read situations with accuracy, detect truth from illusion, sense danger before it appears, and recognize hidden opportunities others can't see. You're being given spiritual eyes and ears, tools to navigate reality with wisdom. So instead of wishing this gift away, learn to flow with it, to use it consciously and compassionately. The fifth sacred symptom is the appearance of emotional waves that seem to come from nowhere and disappear just as mysteriously. You might suddenly burst into tears without knowing why, feel anger rise with unexpected intensity, or experience joy so pure it leaves you breathless. These are not mood swings or mental imbalances. They're energetic purifications. Your emotional body is clearing out old density, unresolved pain, and ancestral imprints you've carried for years, maybe lifetimes. Emotions are simply energy in motion. When that energy gets stuck, it creates heaviness and blocks your flow. But now, after your initiation, those blockages are being released. When an emotional wave comes, don't analyze it. Don't suppress it or judge it. Feel it completely. Let it pass through you and watch it dissolve. Cry if you need to. Yell into a pillow if rage rises. Laugh if joy pours in. These emotions aren't here to stay. They're here to leave. You're clearing decades of stored emotion in a short window of time. It's intense, yes, but it's leading you to emotional freedom, unlike anything you've known since childhood. The sixth sacred symptom is the activation of your spiritual centers, your crown, your third eye, your heart, and your solar plexus. You might notice pressure or tingling at the top of your head, warmth or vibration between your eyebrows, expansion or tenderness in your chest, or swirling sensations in your abdomen. These are your energy centers, your chakras, opening wider than ever before. Most people go through life with these centers dimmed, only partially active. But when you undergo spiritual initiation, they begin to light up at full capacity. Your crown opens to receive divine guidance. Your third eye awakens to inner vision and intuition. Your heart expands to hold greater love and compassion. Your solar plexus strengthens, empowering you to take action aligned with truth. What you're feeling is your inner technology upgrading, your system evolving to carry more energy, more awareness, and more creative potential. You're becoming a living conduit of higher consciousness. And finally, the seventh and most profound sacred symptom, an unshakable sense that you are no longer who you once were. This isn't just a feeling, it's a knowing that something fundamental has changed within you. You look in the mirror, and though your reflection appears the same, something behind your eyes feels different. You move through your day responding with more calm, more clarity, more authenticity, without even trying. Old interests fade away, replaced by a deep draw toward truth, purpose, and peace. You see life from a new angle now, as if your consciousness has lifted above the old patterns. Fear has less power. Drama feels irrelevant. You feel grounded yet free, fully embodied in your own light. This is the clearest sign of all. You've shifted into a higher octave of being. Once that shift happens, there's no going back. You can't return to the smaller version of yourself. You can't unlearn what your soul now knows. This transformation, this deep, undeniable inner knowing, is the ultimate proof that you've passed through the initiation. The test was never about achieving perfection or following rules. It was about becoming the truest version of yourself. And you have. If 3 or more of these sacred symptoms resonate with you, listen closely, because what comes next in your journey is not random. The universe has marked you as ready. You've crossed the threshold, and the path ahead is about to unfold in extraordinary ways. But passing the initiation is only the beginning. Now comes the phase that determines whether you can hold what you've been given, whether you can sustain this new level of consciousness, whether you can embody this higher frequency in your daily life. Because the universe has seen many souls pass through initiation gates only to panic, to resist the transformation, to try to go back to who they were before. Because the discomfort of change felt too intense. And when that happens, when someone receives the upgrade but refuses to integrate it, they don't lose what they gained, but they do create tremendous suffering for themselves as they fight against their own evolution. So, starting today, November 7th, you must make a commitment. You must commit to honoring what your body is going through. You must commit to supporting the transformation rather than resisting it. You must commit to being gentle with yourself during this recalibration period, because your body is doing something extraordinary right now, something that most humans never experience in their entire lifetime. Your body is becoming a vessel for higher consciousness. It's restructuring itself to hold more light, more love, more power, and more wisdom than it was designed to hold before. And that restructuring requires your cooperation. You cannot rush it. You cannot force it. You cannot schedule it around your convenience. You have to surrender to the timing of your own transformation and trust that your body knows what it's doing. That cooperation begins with rest. You must rest more than you think you need to. When your body asks for sleep, give it sleep. When it asks for stillness, give it stillness. Don't push through the exhaustion because you have obligations, or because you think resting is lazy, or because you're afraid of falling behind. You're not falling behind. You're going through a sacred process that requires massive amounts of energy, and that energy has to come from somewhere. If you don't rest, if you keep pushing, if you ignore what your body is asking for, you will create illness. You will force your body to shut you down through sickness, because that's the only way it can get the rest it desperately needs. So, honor the fatigue before it becomes something more serious. Clear your schedule as much as possible. Say no to things that aren't essential. Give yourself permission to do nothing. This is not indulgence. This is sacred self-care during a critical transition. You must also listen to your body's wisdom about what it needs. If it's asking for certain foods, eat those foods, even if they don't fit your usual diet. If it's asking you to avoid certain foods, avoid them, even if you love them. If it's asking for more water, drink more water. If it's asking for movement, move, but gently, like walking or stretching, not intense exercise that depletes you further. If it's asking for time in nature, find time to be outside, even if it's just 10 minutes. Your body is communicating with you more clearly right now than it probably ever has before. It's telling you exactly what it needs to complete this transformation successfully. But you have to slow down enough to hear it, and you have to trust what you hear enough to act on it. Your mind might argue with your body's requests. Your mind might say, "That doesn't make sense," or "That's not practical," or "That's weird." Ignore your mind. Your body's wisdom is more ancient and more reliable than your mind's logic. Trust it completely. You must protect yourself from energies that would disturb your transformation. Your system is extremely sensitive right now. Open, raw, and vulnerable to outside influences. You're like a wound that hasn't scabbed over yet. You need to keep it clean and protected, or it will become infected. Be very careful about who you spend time with, what media you consume, and what environments you place yourself in. Avoid people who are negative, pessimistic, dramatic, or chaotic. Their energy will destabilize yours. Avoid news or content that triggers fear, anger, or despair. Those frequencies will pull you down. Avoid crowded or harsh environments that overwhelm your sensitive system. Create a bubble of peace around yourself. Spend time with people who are calm, positive, and spiritually aware. Consume content that uplifts, inspires, and expands your consciousness. Stay in quiet, gentle, harmonious environments as much as possible. This isn't forever. Once your transformation is fully integrated, once your new frequency is stabilized, you'll be able to move through harsher environments without being affected. But right now, protection is necessary. You must also create sacred space for your spiritual practices. Meditation, prayer, journaling, breathwork, energy clearing, whatever helps you connect with your higher self and with divine guidance. These need to become daily non-negotiables, because here's what's happening. You've been given access to higher consciousness, but you need practices that help you stay connected to it. Without those practices, you'll slip back into ordinary awareness, back into ego consciousness, back into the small self that operates from fear and limitation. Your practices are the bridge between your human self and your spiritual self. They're how you remember who you really are, how you tune into guidance, how you clear energy that doesn't serve you. Starting today, devote at least 20 minutes each morning to your spiritual practice before doing anything else. This sets your frequency for the day. It reminds you that you're not just a physical being trying to survive, you're a spiritual being having a human experience with access to infinite wisdom and support. And finally, pay attention to the signs the universe is sending you to confirm you're on the right path. Now that you've passed the initiation, you'll start receiving guidance in new ways. You'll see repeated numbers: 111, 222, 333, 454, 555. You'll encounter the same messages or themes from multiple, unrelated sources in a short span of time. You'll have dreams that feel unusually vivid and meaningful. You'll experience synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that feel like the universe is winking at you. You'll get sudden intuitive hits about what to do next. All of these are communications from your spiritual support team, your guides, angels, and higher self, confirming that yes, you passed the test. Yes, you're being guided. Yes, you're exactly where you need to be. Pay attention to these signs. Write them down. Thank the universe when you notice them. The more you acknowledge the guidance you're receiving, the more guidance you'll receive. The universe responds to grateful attention. And as your inner transformation stabilizes, your outer reality will begin to shift as well. The first thing you'll notice is that certain relationships will naturally begin to fade or dissolve. People you once spent time with will suddenly seem less available, less aligned, or less interested in connecting. Or when you do spend time with them, the connection may feel hollow, as if you're speaking different languages, as if you no longer share the same vibration. This is not rejection. This is not them abandoning you. This is a natural consequence of vibrational change. You're now operating at a frequency that simply doesn't match theirs anymore. And when frequencies don't match, people naturally drift apart. Don't try to force these relationships to continue if they're clearly ending. Don't guilt yourself for growing beyond people who can't grow with you. Release them with love and gratitude for what they brought to your life, and trust that new people who match your current frequency are already on their way to you. Soon, you'll begin to notice opportunities appearing, often suddenly and unexpectedly. Job offers, creative projects, invitations, collaborations, and financial windfalls will start to unfold. Doors that were once closed will begin to open. This is the universe responding to your new frequency, rearranging your external reality to match your inner transformation. But here's the challenge. These opportunities might not look exactly like what you imagined. They might require you to step outside your comfort zone, to take risks, or to trust the unknown without seeing the full path ahead. Don't reject them just because they don't match your old expectations. Remember, you're now operating from a higher perspective. And sometimes, what your soul knows you need doesn't align with what your ego thinks it wants. Be willing to say yes to what feels right intuitively, even if it doesn't make perfect sense logically. You'll also notice that your manifestation abilities have become much stronger. What you think about, desire, or focus on will begin to show up in your life far more quickly than before. This is both a gift and a responsibility. A gift because you now have the power to consciously create your reality, and a responsibility because your thoughts hold more weight than ever. You can no longer afford to dwell in negativity, to replay victim stories, or to feed fear-based fantasies. Whatever you give your attention to will expand. So, if you catch yourself focusing on what's wrong, on what you lack, or on what you fear, stop immediately. Shift your attention toward what you love, what you're grateful for, and what you wish to create. Your thoughts are the steering wheel of your new reality. Use them wisely. Another profound shift will be your decreasing tolerance for anything inauthentic. Environments where you must pretend, relationships where you can't speak your truth, jobs that force you to compromise your integrity, all of these will start to feel unbearable. You will no longer be able to hide behind masks or play roles that don't align with your essence. This will bring difficult choices. To leave situations that once gave you comfort or security. To speak truths that might unsettle others. To risk disapproval by living authentically. But these choices are sacred. They are the price of alignment. You cannot hold your new frequency while living as someone you're not. Your authenticity is now non-negotiable. And as your inner alignment strengthens, a deeper sense of purpose will begin to emerge. You may not yet know all the details, but you'll feel a growing pull towards something meaningful, a knowing that you are here for a reason, that your presence matters. This is your soul mission, beginning to unfold. Don't expect the entire map right away. Purpose reveals itself one step at a time. Trust that each intuitive nudge, each synchronistic encounter, each inner calling is guiding you toward what you came here to do. Now, it's natural for fear to arise during this process. Transformation is beautiful, yes, but it's also unsettling. The old you is dissolving. The familiar is fading. The known is giving way to the unknown. And your ego, your survival self, is terrified. It will try to convince you that something's wrong, that you should go back, that you were safer before. You'll hear thoughts like, "This is too much. I can't handle this. I want my old life back. I'm not special enough for this. I'm going to fail. I'm going crazy. But these voices are not truth. They are echoes of fear, the ego's desperate attempt to cling to the past. Don't listen to them. Don't let them pull you backward. Because the truth is, you cannot go back. The gate you pass through only opens one way. Once your consciousness expands, it doesn't contract. Once you've seen from a higher perspective, you can't unsee. You can resist the process and suffer, or you can surrender to it and evolve with grace. The path forward is inevitable. How you walk it is your choice. Choose trust, choose cooperation, choose grace. And remember why this transformation matters. It's not just about your personal growth. The world is in crisis. Humanity is facing challenges that cannot be solved with the same consciousness that created them. We need awakened souls who can think differently, feel deeply, and act from love when others are consumed by fear. We need those who have faced their shadows, healed their wounds, and chosen truth over comfort again and again until truth became their nature. That's what the chosen ones are. That's what you are. You didn't pass this initiation just to improve your own life, though that will happen. You passed it because the planet needs conscious beings, individuals capable of holding higher frequencies, of anchoring light amidst chaos, of reminding humanity what's possible when someone fully commits to evolution. Your strange body symptoms are not problems. They are proof. Proof that you answered the call. Proof that you're being prepared for service. Proof that you are part of the solution to humanity's awakening. So, honor what you're experiencing. Treat your body with reverence as it recalibrates to hold more light. On the other side of this transition, you will emerge stronger, clearer, more powerful, and more aligned than ever before. You'll look back on this time and understand why it all had to happen. You'll be grateful you didn't turn back, that you trusted, that you allowed yourself to die and be reborn into something infinitely greater. You passed the test. Now walk through the doorway that's opened before you with courage, faith, and surrender. Everything you've been preparing for is waiting on the other side. This is your time. This is your transformation. This is your becoming. Embrace it fully. The universe is celebrating your victory, and your body is preparing you for the extraordinary life that is now yours to claim.